Project Charter for Team Hampshire Race Cars New Grassroots Racing Program. Project Name, Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Initiative. Project Sponsor, Team Hampshire. Project Manager, Peanut. Date, June 1, 2024. Purpose and Objectives. Purpose, to grow grassroots sportsman drag racing and support racers as the backbone of the sport. Objectives, increase membership, organize more events, secure sponsorships, and enhance racer support. Mission Statement, our mission is to promote and expand grassroots sportsman drag racing by providing opportunities for racers to compete in well-organized and fair events. Key deliverables, membership growth, increase membership by 20% within the first year. Event schedule, plan and execute an annual schedule of sportsman racing events and championships. Sponsorships, secure at least 5 new sponsors to support events and racers. Media coverage, provide media coverage for events to raise awareness and engage the racing community. Scope, in scope, organizing and managing racing events, promoting membership, securing sponsorships, and providing media coverage. Out of scope, professional racing events, international competitions, and activities outside grassroots sportsman drag racing. Stakeholders, primary stakeholders, racers, team members, track owners, sponsors, media partners. Secondary stakeholders, investors, grassroots racing fans, local communities. Roles and responsibilities, project sponsor, Team Hampshire, provides overall vision, approves budget, and ensures alignment with company goals. Project manager, Peanut, oversees planning, execution, and completion of the project. Team members, handle event organization, marketing, sponsorship acquisition, and media relations. Timeline, June 2024, complete due diligence and acquisition. July 2024, establish mission, goals, and hire leadership team. August 2024, finalize rules, regulations, and event schedule. September 2024, May 2025, execute marketing campaigns, recruit members, secure sponsorships, and host events. June 2025, review and evaluate project success. Budget, total budget, $1 million. Major expenses, staffing, event organization, marketing campaigns, sponsorship activities, media coverage. Success criteria, membership increase, achieving a 20% increase in membership. Event execution, successfully organizing and hosting all planned events. Sponsorships, securing at least 5 new sponsors. Media engagement, positive media coverage and increased visibility in the racing community. Risks and mitigation, risk, low racer turnout. Mitigation, intensive marketing and community engagement. Risk, budget overruns. Mitigation, strict financial controls and regular budget reviews. Risk, lack of sponsorship interest. Mitigation, develop attractive sponsorship packages and engage potential sponsors early. Conclusion, the Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Initiative aims to support and grow grassroots sportsman drag racing by providing a structured and supportive environment for racers. By following this project charter, the team will ensure successful planning, execution, and continuous improvement of the racing program. This project charter outlines the purpose, objectives, scope, stakeholders, roles, timeline, budget, success criteria, and risks of the grassroots racing program, ensuring a clear and organized approach to achieving the project's goals. Checklist for acquiring the sanctioning body for grassroots sportsman drag racing. Acquiring the sanctioning body, conduct due diligence on the sanctioning body's financials, assets, and liabilities. Negotiate purchase price, potentially an 8-figure sum for a regional, niche organization. Finalize acquisition and transfer of ownership. Conduct due diligence, financial analysis, review financial statements, income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement. Assess profitability, revenue streams, and cost structures. Identify any outstanding debts, liabilities, or financial obligations. Asset evaluation, inventory all physical assets, equipment, vehicles, office supplies. Assess the condition and value of assets. Review intellectual property assets, trademarks, logos, digital content. Liabilities assessment, identify any legal liabilities, pending lawsuits, or regulatory issues. Review existing contracts and obligations with tracks, sponsors, and members. Negotiate purchase price, initial valuation, determine the market value of the sanctioning body based on financial analysis and asset evaluation. Consider industry benchmarks and comparable sales. Negotiation strategy: prepare a list of key negotiation points, price, terms, transition period. Engage with stakeholders to understand their interests and priorities. Develop counteroffers and be prepared for negotiations. Final offer: present a comprehensive final offer, including purchase price, terms of payment, and any contingencies. Ensure that the offer aligns with the overall budget and financial plan. Finalize acquisition and transfer of ownership, legal documentation. Draft and review the purchase agreement with legal counsel. Ensure all that necessary legal documents are in place: bill of sale, transfer of assets, non-compete agreements. Regulatory compliance: notify relevant regulatory bodies and obtain necessary approvals for the transfer of ownership. Ensure compliance with any industry-specific regulations and standards. Transition plan: develop a detailed transition plan for a smooth handover. Coordinate with the existing management team to understand ongoing operations. Communicate with employees, members, and stakeholders about the acquisition. Integration process: integrate financial systems, operations, and personnel into the new ownership structure. Align the sanctioning body's goals and mission with the new vision for grassroots racing. Establish a timeline for implementing changes and improvements. By following this checklist, the acquisition process will be thorough, ensuring that all financial, legal, and operational aspects are carefully considered and managed for a successful transition and future growth of the Grassroots Sportsman Drag Racing Sanctioning Body. Establishing mission and goals: clearly define the mission to grow Grassroots Sportsman Drag Racing. Set specific goals for increasing membership, events, sponsorships, etc. Develop plans to support racers as the backbone of the sport. Checklist for establishing mission and goals for Grassroots Sportsman Drag Racing. Clearly define the mission statement development. Craft a concise and inspiring mission statement focused on growing grassroots sportsman drag racing. Ensure the mission emphasizes support for racers and the sports community. Stakeholder input: gather input from key stakeholders, racers, sponsors, track owners, fans, to ensure the mission aligns with their values and expectations. Conduct surveys or focus groups to collect diverse perspectives. Set specific goals: membership growth. Define a target number for new memberships within a specific time frame, for example, 1,000 new members in the first year. Develop strategies to attract and retain members, for example, membership benefits, outreach programs. Event increase: set a goal for the number of new racing events to be added to the calendar, for example, 10 new events in the first year. Plan for event diversity, local, regional, national, to cater to various levels of racers. Sponsorship expansion: establish a target for new sponsorship deals and total sponsorship revenue, for example, secure 5 major sponsors within the first year. Identify potential sponsors and create attractive sponsorship packages. Racer support: define specific programs and initiatives to support racers, for example, training workshops, financial assistance, recognition programs. Set measurable outcomes for these support initiatives, for example, 80% racer satisfaction rate. Develop plans to support racers, training and education. Plan and schedule workshops, seminars, and training sessions for racers to improve their skills. Partner with experienced racers and industry experts to lead the training programs. Financial assistance: create a fund or scholarship program to assist racers with entry fees, travel expenses, and equipment costs. Establish criteria and an application process for financial assistance. Recognition and awards: develop a recognition program to celebrate outstanding racers and achievements, for example, Racer of the Year awards. Plan regular award ceremonies and highlight achievements through media and social platforms. Community building: foster a sense of community among racers through social events, online forums, and networking opportunities. Create platforms for racers to share experiences, tips, and support each other. Feedback mechanism: implement a system for collecting regular feedback from racers to understand their needs and areas for improvement. Use the feedback to continuously refine and enhance support programs. By following this checklist, the sanctioning body can effectively establish a mission and set goals that resonate with the grassroots sportsman drag racing community, ensuring a supportive and thriving environment for all involved. Staffing and operations: hire leadership team aligned with the grassroots racing mission. Establish rules, regulations and competition structure for sportsman events. Recruit racers, tracks, and promote membership sign-ups. Plan annual schedule of sportsman racing events and championships. Secure sponsorships and media partners to grow visibility. Implement systems for sanctioning, officiating, and race operations. Checklist for staffing and operations for Grassroots Sportsman Drag Racing. Hire leadership team. Define key roles. Identify essential positions, for example, Executive Director, Operations Manager, Marketing Director, Technical Director. Recruit qualified candidates. Create job descriptions outlining qualifications and responsibilities. Conduct thorough interviews and background checks. Alignment with mission. Ensure candidates are passionate about grassroots racing and committed to the mission. Establish rules, regulations, and competition structure. Develop rulebook. Write comprehensive rules and regulations governing all aspects of competition. Include safety protocols, technical specifications, and conduct guidelines. Consult stakeholders, gather input from racers, track owners, and officials to ensure fairness and clarity. Review and revise. Regularly update the rulebook based on feedback and evolving needs. Recruit racers and tracks. Racer outreach. Develop marketing campaigns to attract new racers, for example, social media, email newsletters, events. Offer incentives for early sign-ups and referrals. Track partnerships. Identify and approach potential partner tracks. Negotiate terms for hosting events and ensure tracks meet safety and quality standards. Membership promotion. Highlight membership benefits, for example, discounted entry fees, exclusive events. Implement the streamlined sign-up process online and at events. Plan annual schedule of events and championships. Create event calendar. Plan a diverse schedule of local, regional, and national events. Ensure a balance of different types of races and locations. Coordinate with tracks. Confirm dates and logistics with track partners well in advance. Publicize the schedule. Use multiple channels, website, social media, newsletters, to promote the event calendar. Update regularly to reflect any changes or additions. Secure sponsorships and media partners. Identify potential sponsors. Research companies that align with the racing community. Create sponsorship packages with various levels of involvement and benefits. Pitch to sponsors. Develop compelling presentations and proposals highlighting the benefits of partnership. Schedule meetings and follow up regularly. Media partnerships. Reach out to media outlets, magazines, websites, TV networks, for coverage and promotion. Offer media credentials and exclusive content to partners. Implement systems for sanctioning, officiating, and race operations. Sanctioning procedures. Establish a clear process for sanctioning events, including application, approval, and compliance checks. Provide resources and support to help tracks and organizers meet sanctioning requirements. Officiating standards. Train and certify officials to ensure consistent and fair enforcement of rules. Develop guidelines for race day procedures, from registration to results. Operational efficiency. Invest in technology for registration, timing, and scoring. Implement best practices for race day logistics, for example, pit management, safety protocols. Continuous improvement. Gather feedback from racers, officials, and spectators after each event. Use insights to refine and improve operations continuously. By following this checklist, the sanctioning body can build a strong foundation for staffing and operations, ensuring smooth and successful management of grassroots sportsman drag racing events. Marketing and promotion. Develop grassroots marketing campaigns targeting sportsman racers. Leverage social media and digital platforms to engage the racing community. Attend and sponsor sportsman racing events to raise awareness. Provide media credentials and coverage to promote events and drivers. Checklist for marketing and promotion for grassroots sportsman drag racing. Develop grassroots marketing campaigns. Define target audience. Identify key demographics, for example, age, location, interests, of sportsman racers. Create compelling content. Develop promotional materials, videos, flyers, social media posts, highlighting the benefits of participating. Share stories and testimonials from current racers. Utilize multiple channels. Distribute content through various channels, email newsletters, local motorsports forums, community bulletin boards. Measure campaign effectiveness. Track engagement metrics, clicks, likes, shares, sign-ups, to evaluate the success of campaigns. Adjust strategies based on performance data. Leverage social media and digital platforms. Establish a strong online presence. Create and maintain active profiles on key social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Post regularly with updates, highlights, and interactive content, polls, Q&A sessions. Engage with the racing community. Respond promptly to comments and messages. Share user-generated content and encourage racers to tag the organization in their posts. Use digital advertising. Run targeted ads on social media and search engines to reach potential racers and fans. Experiment with different ad formats, carousel ads, video ads, sponsored posts, to see what works best. Attend and sponsor sportsman racing events, plan event participation, identify key events to attend or sponsor throughout the year. Coordinate logistics for booth setup, staff presence, and promotional materials. Engage on site, interact with attendees, distribute merchandise, and gather contact information for follow-up. Host contests or giveaways to attract attention and generate excitement. Promote sponsorships, highlight sponsorships through signage, announcements, and social media posts. Build relationships with event organizers to explore future sponsorship opportunities. Provide media credentials and coverage, establish media partnerships, reach out to local and national media outlets, magazines, TV stations, websites, to cover events and stories. Offer media credentials, provide access and special privileges to journalists and influencers, for example, pit access, interview opportunities. Create press releases, write and distribute press releases for major announcements, events, and milestones. Promote events and drivers, feature race previews, live updates, and post-race recaps on social media and the website. Highlight individual drivers and teams with profiles, interviews, and behind-the-scenes content. Measure and adjust, track performance metrics, monitor website traffic, social media engagement, and event attendance to gauge the effectiveness of marketing efforts. Gather feedback, collect feedback from racers, fans, and media partners to understand what's working and what needs improvement. Refine strategies, use insights to refine marketing and promotion strategies continually, ensuring they align with the goals of growing grassroots sportsman drag racing. By following this checklist, the sanctioning body can effectively market and promote its events, engaging with the racing community and building a strong, supportive network around grassroots sportsman drag racing. Financial management: establish revenue streams, membership fees, event fees, sponsorships etc. Control costs and expenses related to staffing and operations. Reinvest profits into growing sportsman racing programs and incentives. Maintain financial compliance and reporting as a sanctioning body. Checklist for financial management for grassroots sportsman drag racing. Establish revenue streams, membership fees, set competitive membership fees for racers and supporters. Offer tiered membership levels with varying benefits. Event fees, determine entry fees for different racing events. Offer discounts for early registration or multi-event participation. Sponsorships, identify potential sponsors and create attractive sponsorship packages. Reach out to local businesses, automotive brands, and related industries. Merchandise sales, design and sell branded merchandise, t-shirts, hats, stickers. Set up an online store and sell at events. Control costs and expenses, staffing, hire necessary staff but avoid overstaffing to keep payroll costs in check. Utilize volunteers where possible, especially for event support. Operations, negotiate with vendors for the best prices on supplies and services. Implement cost-saving measures like bulk purchasing and energy-efficient practices. Budgeting, create detailed budgets for all activities and stick to them. Regularly review and adjust budgets based on actual expenses. Reinvest profits, sportsman racing programs, allocate funds to support and expand grassroots racing initiatives. Offer grants or scholarships for promising racers. Incentives, develop incentive programs to reward participation and performance. Provide financial assistance for travel, equipment, or entry fees for deserving racers. Facilities and equipment, invest in improving racing facilities and purchasing better equipment. Ensure all investments align with the goal of growing the sport. Maintain financial compliance and reporting, accounting practices, keep accurate and up-to-date financial records. Use accounting software to streamline financial management. Financial reporting, prepare regular financial statements, income statements, balance sheets, cash flow statements. Review financial reports with the board, committee to ensure transparency. Compliance, adhere to all financial regulations and tax requirements. Conduct annual audits to verify financial integrity. Risk management, identify potential financial risks and develop mitigation strategies. Ensure adequate insurance coverage for events, assets, and liabilities. By following this checklist, the sanctioning body can manage its finances effectively, ensuring sustainability and growth while supporting the grassroots sportsman drag racing community. Governance and oversight: establish a board, committee to govern the sanctioning body, implement policies, procedures and oversight of operations. Ensure rules, regulations and decisions are fair and transparent. Manage relationships with tracks, racers, sponsors and other stakeholders. Checklist for governance and oversight for grassroots sportsman drag racing. Establish a board/committee, selection, identify and recruit qualified individuals with a passion for grassroots racing. Ensure a diverse board with expertise in racing, business, finance, and law. Structure, define roles and responsibilities for board members, for example, chair, treasurer, secretary. Establish subcommittees as needed, for example, rules committee, finance committee. Meetings, schedule regular board meetings, for example, quarterly, and ad hoc meetings as needed. Prepare and distribute agendas and minutes for all meetings. Implement policies, procedures, and oversight of operations. Policy development, create policies for key areas such as financial management, conflict of interest, and ethical conduct. Develop operational procedures for event management, membership, and sponsorship. Documentation, maintain a comprehensive policy and procedure manual. Ensure all policies and procedures are accessible to relevant stakeholders. Compliance, regularly review and update policies to remain compliant with legal and regulatory requirements. Implement training programs for staff and volunteers on policies and procedures. Ensure rules, regulations, and decisions are fair and transparent. Rulemaking, develop clear and consistent rules and regulations for racing events. Involve stakeholders, racers, tracks, sponsors, in the rulemaking process. Transparency, communicate rules, regulations, and changes openly to all stakeholders. Provide clear criteria for decision-making and dispute resolution. Fairness, ensure rules are applied consistently and fairly to all participants. Establish an appeals process for stakeholders to challenge decisions. Manage relationships with tracks, racers, sponsors, and other stakeholders. Stakeholder engagement, identify key stakeholders and their interests. Develop strategies for regular communication and engagement, for example, newsletters, meetings, partnerships. Build and maintain strong relationships with race tracks, ensuring mutual benefits. Collaborate with sponsors to create valuable and visible opportunities for support. Feedback, implement mechanisms for collecting feedback from racers, tracks, and other stakeholders. Use feedback to continuously improve operations and stakeholder satisfaction. Regular review and evaluation, performance monitoring, track the performance of governance and operational practices. Set key performance indicators, KPIs, to measure effectiveness. Evaluation, conduct regular evaluations of board and committee performance. Use findings to make informed improvements and strategic adjustments. Reporting, prepare annual reports summarizing activities, achievements, and financial performance. Share reports with stakeholders to demonstrate accountability and transparency. By following this checklist, the sanctioning body can ensure strong governance and effective oversight, fostering trust and engagement within the grassroots sportsman. Conclusion checklist for the Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Initiative. To ensure the successful planning, execution, and continuous improvement of the grassroots racing program, follow this comprehensive checklist. Purpose. Clearly articulate the purpose of the Grassroots Racing Initiative. Ensure the purpose aligns with the overall mission of Team Hampshire Race Cars. Objectives. Define specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, SMART, objectives. Ensure objectives focus on growing grassroots sportsman drag racing and supporting racers. Scope. Outline the boundaries and deliverables of the racing program. Clearly state what is included and excluded in the project scope. Stakeholders. Identify key stakeholders, racers, tracks, sponsors, media partners, etc. Determine their interests, influence, and roles within the project. Roles and responsibilities. Define roles and responsibilities for all team members and stakeholders. Use tools like RASI charts to clarify accountability and ensure everyone understands their tasks. Timeline. Develop a detailed project timeline with milestones and deadlines. Ensure the timeline is realistic and allows for adequate preparation and execution. Budget. Create a comprehensive budget covering all aspects of the project. Monitor expenses closely and make adjustments as needed to stay within budget. Success criteria. Establish clear and measurable criteria for assessing project success. Align success criteria with stakeholder expectations and document them for transparency. Risks. Identify potential risks and develop mitigation strategies. Regularly review and update the risk management plan to address new challenges. Acquiring the sanctioning body. Conduct due diligence on the financials, assets, and liabilities. Negotiate the purchase price and finalize acquisition and transfer of ownership. Establishing mission and goals. Clearly define the mission to grow grassroots sportsman drag racing. Set specific goals for increasing membership, events, and sponsorships. Develop plans to support racers as the backbone of the sport. Staffing and operations. Hire a leadership team aligned with the grassroots racing mission. Establish rules, regulations, and competition structures. Recruit racers and tracks, and promote membership sign-ups. Plan an annual schedule of events and championships. Secure sponsorships and media partners. Implement systems for sanctioning, officiating, and race operations. Marketing and promotion. Develop grassroots marketing campaigns targeting sportsman racers. Leverage social media and digital platforms to engage the community. Attend and sponsor sportsman racing events. Provide media credentials and coverage to promote events and drivers. Financial management. Establish revenue streams from membership fees, event fees, and sponsorships. Control costs and expenses related to staffing and operations. Reinvest profits into growing racing programs and incentives. Maintain financial compliance and reporting. Governance and oversight. Establish a board, committee to govern the sanctioning body. Implement policies, procedures, and oversight of operations. Ensure rules, regulations, and decisions are fair and transparent. Manage relationships with tracks, racers, sponsors, and other stakeholders. By following this checklist, Team Hampshire race cars can effectively support and grow grassroots sportsman drag racing, providing a structured and supportive environment for racers. Drag racing community. Initial steps for the project manager: review and understand the checklist, thoroughly read and understand each section of the checklist. Identify key areas that require immediate attention and action. Conduct a kick-off meeting. Organize a meeting with key stakeholders to discuss the project charter and checklist. Ensure everyone is on the same page regarding the project's purpose, objectives, and scope. Establish a project plan. Develop a detailed project plan outlining the tasks, timelines, and responsibilities for each section of the checklist. Use project management tools to create Gantt charts or similar planning documents. Form the project team. Identify and assemble a team of experts and staff members who will be responsible for different aspects of the project. Clearly define roles and responsibilities using tools like RASI charts. Initiate due diligence for acquiring the sanctioning body. Start with financial analysis, asset evaluation, and liabilities assessment. Gather all necessary financial statements, inventory lists, and legal documents. Assign team members to specific tasks related to due diligence. Develop a communication plan. Create a communication plan to keep all stakeholders informed about the project's progress. Schedule regular updates, meetings, and reports. Set up document management. Establish a system for organizing and storing all project-related documents. Ensure that all team members have access to necessary documents and information. Prepare for initial valuation and negotiation. Begin gathering data for the initial valuation of the sanctioning body. Develop a negotiation strategy and prepare key negotiation points. Draft initial versions of mission and goals. Work on drafting a mission statement and setting specific goals for the Grassroots Racing Initiative. Plan to gather input from key stakeholders to refine these initial drafts. Create initial marketing and financial management plans. Start developing grassroots marketing campaigns and identifying potential revenue streams. Draft initial budgets and financial plans to ensure all aspects of financial management are covered. Detailed action plan for the first phase: due diligence financial analysis. Assign financial analysts to review income statements, balance sheets, and cash flow statements. Schedule meetings with current owners or financial officers for clarification and additional information. Asset evaluation. Inventory all physical and intellectual property assets. Hire or consult with appraisers to determine the value and condition of assets. Liabilities assessment. Consult with legal advisors to review all existing contracts and identify potential legal liabilities. Negotiation preparation. Initial valuation. Compile data from due diligence to determine the market value. Research industry benchmarks and comparable sales for reference. Negotiation strategy. Develop a list of key negotiation points and prepare counteroffers. Engage with stakeholders to understand their priorities and concerns. Mission and goals development. Mission statement. Draft a concise mission statement focused on the core objectives. Plan to gather stakeholder input through surveys or focus groups. Goal setting. Define SMART goals for membership growth, event increase, sponsorship expansion, and racer support. Develop strategies and action plans to achieve these goals. Marketing and financial management plans. Marketing campaigns, identify target audience demographics and develop initial marketing content. Plan for social media engagement and digital advertising. Financial management, establish initial revenue streams and draft budgets. Identify cost control measures and set out financial compliance systems. By taking these steps, the project manager will ensure a structured and organized approach to the project, setting a strong foundation for the successful acquisition and operation of the sanctioning body for grassroots sportsman drag racing. Initial steps for the project manager. Review and understand the checklist. Thoroughly read and understand each section of the checklist. Identify key areas that require immediate attention and action. Conduct a kick-off meeting. Organize a meeting with key stakeholders to discuss the project charter and checklist. Ensure everyone is on the same page regarding the project's purpose, objectives, and scope. Establish a project plan. Develop a detailed project plan outlining the tasks, timelines, and responsibilities for each section of the checklist. Use project management tools to create Gantt charts or similar planning documents. Form the project team. Identify and assemble a team of experts and staff members who will be responsible for different aspects of the project. Clearly define roles and responsibilities using tools like RASI charts. Initiate due diligence for acquiring the sanctioning body. Start with financial analysis, asset evaluation, and liabilities assessment. Gather all necessary financial statements, inventory lists, and legal documents. Assign team members to specific tasks related to due diligence. Develop a communication plan. Create a communication plan to keep all stakeholders informed about the project's progress. Schedule regular updates, meetings, and reports. Set up document management. Establish a system for organizing and storing all project-related documents. Ensure that all team members have access to necessary documents and information. Prepare for initial valuation and negotiation. Begin gathering data for the initial valuation of the sanctioning body. Develop a negotiation strategy and prepare key negotiation points. Draft initial versions of mission and goals. Work on drafting a mission statement and setting specific goals for the Grassroots Racing Initiative. Plan to gather input from key stakeholders to refine these initial drafts. Create initial marketing and financial management plans. Start developing grassroots marketing campaigns and identifying potential revenue streams. Draft initial budgets and financial plans to ensure all aspects of financial management are covered. Detailed action plan for the first phase. Due diligence. Financial analysis. Assign financial analysts to review income statements, balance sheets, and cash flow statements. Schedule meetings with current owners or financial officers for clarification and additional information. Asset evaluation. Inventory all physical and intellectual property assets. Hire or consult with appraisers to determine the value and condition of assets. Liabilities assessment. Consult with legal advisors to review all existing contracts and identify potential legal liabilities. Negotiation preparation. Initial valuation. Compile data from due diligence to determine the market value. Research industry benchmarks and comparable sales for reference. Negotiation strategy. Develop a list of key negotiation points and prepare counteroffers. Engage with stakeholders to understand their priorities and concerns. Mission and goals development. Mission statement. Draft a concise mission statement focused on the core objectives. Plan to gather stakeholder input through surveys or focus groups. Goal setting. Define SMART goals for membership growth, event increase, sponsorship expansion, and racer support. Develop strategies and action plans to achieve these goals. Marketing and financial management plans. Marketing campaigns. Identify target audience demographics and develop initial marketing content. Plan for social media engagement and digital advertising. Financial management. Establish initial revenue streams and draft budgets. Identify cost control measures and set out financial compliance systems. By taking these steps, the project manager will ensure a structured and organized approach to the project, setting a strong foundation for the successful acquisition and operation of the sanctioning body for grassroots sportsman drag racing. Here are the bird-themed code names for each important phase in the project. Review and understand the checklist. Sparrow. Conduct a kick-off meeting. Eagle. Establish a project plan. Owl. Form the project team. Falcon. Initiate due diligence for acquiring the sanctioning body. Hawk. Develop a communication plan. Robin. Set up document management. Dove. Prepare for initial valuation and negotiation. Pelican. Draft initial versions of mission and goals, Swift. Create initial marketing and financial management plans, Wren. Due diligence, financial analysis, Finch. Due diligence, asset evaluation, Heron. Due diligence, liabilities assessment, Crane. Negotiation preparation, initial valuation, Osprey. Negotiation preparation, negotiation strategy, Kingfisher. Mission and goals development, mission statement, Nightingale. Mission and goals development, goal setting, Pigeon. Marketing and financial management plans, marketing campaigns, Magpie. Marketing and financial management plans, financial management, Swan. These code names can help categorize and refer to each phase of the project in a memorable and thematic way. Expansion checklist area, review and understand the checklist, Sparrow. Thoroughly read and understand each section of the checklist provided for the project. Identify key areas within the checklist that require immediate attention and action. Clarify any ambiguities or uncertainties in the checklist with stakeholders or subject matter experts if necessary. Ensure alignment between the checklist requirements and the project's overall objectives and scope. Document any initial observations or concerns identified during the review process for future reference and action. This phase sets the foundation for a clear understanding of project requirements and initial planning efforts. Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Organization, focusing on the conduct to kickoff meeting, Eagle Phase, organize kickoff meeting, gather key stakeholders, including team managers, drivers, and marketing personnel. Introduce project charter, present the vision to establish Team Hampshire in grassroots racing, emphasizing community engagement and competitive spirit. Discuss objectives and scope. Define goals such as increasing brand visibility, expanding fan base, and fostering local racing talent. Review checklist, outline initial steps including sponsorship acquisition, car preparation, and event scheduling. Assign responsibilities, use RASI charts to clarify roles for marketing campaigns, logistics planning, driver training, and financial management. Set communication plan, establish regular updates and meetings to track progress, address challenges, and celebrate milestones. This kickoff meeting sets the foundation for Team Hampshire Race Cars' entry into grassroots racing, ensuring clarity, alignment, and enthusiasm among all team members towards achieving their competitive and community-oriented goals. Establish a project plan, OWL phase, develop detailed project plan, outline tasks such as car preparation, driver training, event scheduling, and marketing campaigns. Define timelines, set specific deadlines for car modifications, driver skill assessments, and sponsorship acquisition. Allocate responsibilities, assign roles using RASI charts for team managers, mechanics, drivers, and marketing staff. Create Gantt charts, use project management tools to visualize timelines and dependencies for each phase of the project. Review budget, ensure financial plans cover expenses for equipment, travel, marketing, and contingency. Finalize documentation, prepare detailed plans for technical specifications, race schedules, and promotional activities. This phase sets the framework for Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Initiative, ensuring structured planning, clear timelines, and coordinated efforts to achieve their competitive and organizational objectives effectively. Form the project team, Falcon phase, identify team members, select skilled individuals for roles like mechanics, drivers, marketing specialists, and logistics coordinators. Define roles and responsibilities, use RASI charts to clarify who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed for each task. Establish team communication, set up regular meetings and channels for communication to ensure collaboration and information sharing. Team training, provide training sessions for drivers on race techniques, mechanics on car modifications, and marketers on promotional strategies. Build team cohesion, foster a team culture that values teamwork, commitment to goals, and mutual support. Assign team leaders, appoint team leaders or project managers to oversee specific aspects of the racing organization, such as race logistics or sponsorship acquisition. This phase aims to assemble a capable and cohesive team for Team Hampshire Race Cars, ensuring they are well prepared and organized to pursue their grassroots racing objectives effectively. Initiate due diligence for acquiring the sanctioning body. Hawk phase, financial analysis. Assign analysts to review financial statements, including income statements, balance sheets, and cash flow statements. Asset evaluation, conduct inventory and appraise physical and intellectual property assets related to the sanctioning body. Liabilities assessment, consult legal advisors to review contracts and identify potential legal liabilities. Team assignment: allocate specific tasks within the due diligence process to team members based on expertise and workload. Data gathering: collect necessary financial documents, inventory lists, and legal papers essential for the due diligence process. This phase focuses on gathering and analyzing essential information to assess the viability and potential risks associated with acquiring the sanctioning body for Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing initiatives. Developing a communication plan, codenamed Robin. Stakeholder mapping: identify stakeholders including team members, sponsors, local racing communities, and regulatory bodies. Communication objectives: establish objectives to ensure stakeholders are informed about upcoming races, team progress, and community engagements. Channel selection: utilize channels like team meetings, social media updates, and email newsletters to disseminate information effectively. Message strategy: craft messages that highlight team achievements, upcoming events, and community involvement to foster support and engagement. Feedback mechanism: implement a feedback system through surveys and direct communication to gather input and address concerns promptly. Timeline and frequency: schedule regular updates and pre-race briefings to maintain momentum and keep stakeholders engaged throughout the racing season. This plan aims to enhance communication within Team Hampshire Race Cars, fostering stronger relationships with stakeholders and promoting community involvement in their grassroots racing initiatives. Setting up document management, codenamed DOVE, document inventory: compile all existing documents related to team operations, race schedules, and technical specifications. Digital organization: implement a cloud-based document management system to centralize access and ensure version control. Access control: define permissions based on roles to manage who can view, edit, and share sensitive documents. Document naming convention: establish a standardized naming convention for files to facilitate easy search and retrieval. Backup and security: regularly backup documents and implement security measures to protect against data loss and unauthorized access. Training and awareness: conduct training sessions to familiarize team members with the new document management system and its benefits. This setup aims to streamline document handling within Team Hampshire Race Cars, enhancing efficiency and collaboration across their grassroots racing initiatives. Preparing for initial valuation and negotiation, codenamed Pelican, for Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Organization: data collection: gather financial statements, historical performance data, and market analyses relevant to the valuation. Expert consultation: engage with financial advisors and industry experts to validate data and assess market conditions. Valuation methods: employ multiple valuation methods such as income approach, market approach, and asset-based approach to determine the fair market value. Negotiation strategy: develop negotiation strategies based on the valuation results and identified priorities. Documentation preparation: prepare necessary documentation including financial reports, legal agreements, and negotiation points. Stakeholder alignment: ensure alignment among key stakeholders on negotiation goals and terms to facilitate smooth negotiations. This approach ensures Team Hampshire Race Cars is well prepared for the initial valuation and negotiation phase, crucial for acquiring assets and advancing their grassroots racing objectives. Drafting initial versions of mission and goals, codenamed SWIFT, for Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Organization. Mission statement: craft a concise statement defining the purpose and values of Team Hampshire Race Cars in grassroots racing. Goal setting: define specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, SMART, goals for membership growth, event participation, sponsorship acquisition, and community engagement. Stakeholder input: gather feedback from key stakeholders including team members, drivers, sponsors, and community members to refine the mission and goals. Alignment: ensure that the drafted mission and goals align with the organization's vision and strategic objectives. Documentation: document the finalized mission statement and goals for reference and communication purposes within the organization. This process aims to establish a clear direction and framework for Team Hampshire Race Cars, guiding their efforts in the grassroots racing community effectively. Creating initial marketing and financial management plans, codenamed Wren, for Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Organization. Marketing strategy: develop a comprehensive plan outlining targeted marketing campaigns to promote Team Hampshire Race Cars within the grassroots racing community. Target audience: identify and analyze the demographics and preferences of potential fans, sponsors, and participants. Digital presence: establish a strong online presence through social media platforms, website development, and digital advertising. Revenue streams, identify potential revenue sources such as ticket sales, merchandise, sponsorships, and partnerships. Financial planning, draft initial budgets detailing expected expenses and revenue projections to ensure financial stability and growth. Monitoring and adjustments, implement monitoring mechanisms to track marketing effectiveness and financial performance, allowing for adjustments as needed to optimize outcomes. This approach aims to strategically position Team Hampshire race cars for success in the competitive grassroots racing landscape, focusing on effective marketing and financial management practices. Conducting financial analysis, codenamed Finch, as part of the due diligence process for Team Hampshire race cars grassroots racing organization. Assign analysts, delegate financial analysts to review income statements, balance sheets, and cash flow statements of the organization. Meet with financial officers, schedule meetings with current financial officers or owners to clarify financial data and gather additional information. Evaluate financial health, assess the financial health of Team Hampshire race cars by analyzing financial ratios, liquidity, and profitability metrics. Identify risks. Identify potential financial risks and challenges that could impact the organization's stability and growth. Recommendations. Provide recommendations based on financial analysis to optimize financial performance and mitigate risks. This process ensures a thorough understanding of Team Hampshire race cars' financial status, laying the groundwork for informed decision-making during the acquisition and operational phases of the grassroots racing organization. Conducting asset evaluation, codenamed Heron, as part of the due diligence process for Team Hampshire race cars grassroots racing organization. Inventory assets. Compile a detailed list of all physical and intellectual properties owned by Team Hampshire race cars. Appraisal. Engage certified appraisers to assess the current market value and condition of each asset. Legal review. Verify the ownership and legal status of assets, including patents, trademarks, and real estate. Risk assessment. Evaluate potential risks associated with the assets, such as maintenance costs, regulatory compliance, or market volatility. Strategic recommendations. Provide strategic recommendations based on the asset evaluation to optimize asset utilization and mitigate identified risks. This thorough evaluation ensures Team Hampshire race cars understands the value and risks associated with its assets, aiding in informed decision-making during their grassroots racing initiatives. Conducting liabilities assessment, codenamed Crane, as part of the due diligence process for Team Hampshire race cars grassroots racing organization. Contract review. Thoroughly examine all existing contracts, agreements, and obligations of Team Hampshire race cars. Legal consultation. Seek advice from legal experts to identify potential liabilities and legal risks associated with current contracts. Financial obligations. Assess financial liabilities such as outstanding debts, loans, or financial commitments. Compliance check. Ensure compliance with regulatory requirements and any pending legal disputes or claims. Risk mitigation strategy. Develop strategies to mitigate identified liabilities and optimize financial health. Conducting a comprehensive liabilities assessment with the codename Crane helps Team Hampshire race cars manage risks effectively and make informed decisions during their grassroots racing initiatives. Preparing for initial valuation, codenamed Osprey, as part of negotiation preparation for Team Hampshire race cars grassroots racing organization. Data compilation. Gather comprehensive data from due diligence efforts to determine the market value of the racing organization. Benchmarking. Research industry standards and comparable sales to establish a fair valuation. Financial analysis. Utilize financial metrics and projections to substantiate valuation figures. Stakeholder engagement. Discuss valuation insights with key stakeholders to align expectations and priorities. Negotiation strategy. Develop strategic approaches and counteroffers based on valuation findings to optimize negotiation outcomes. Preparing for initial valuation with the codename Osprey ensures Team Hampshire race cars approaches negotiations from an informed and strategic perspective, aiming for favorable terms in their grassroots racing initiatives. Negotiating preparation with the codename Kingfisher in the fictional scenario for Team Hampshire race cars grassroots racing organization. Key points identification. Define crucial negotiation points aligned with organizational objectives. Strategy development. Formulate a structured approach to negotiations, considering both primary and alternative strategies. Stakeholder alignment. Ensure internal consensus on negotiation priorities and fallback positions. Risk assessment. Evaluate potential risks and prepare contingency plans to mitigate adverse outcomes. Communication plan. Establish clear channels for communicating negotiation progress and outcomes to stakeholders. Developing a negotiation strategy under the codename Kingfisher equips Team Hampshire race cars with a strategic framework to achieve favorable terms and enhance their grassroots racing initiatives. Developing the mission statement with the codename Nightingale in the fictional scenario for Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Organization. Core objectives: draft a concise mission statement outlining the organization's fundamental purpose and values. Stakeholder involvement: gather input from key stakeholders through surveys or focus groups to ensure alignment. Clarity and focus: communicate clear direction and inspire commitment among team members and stakeholders. Review and refinement: iterate on initial drafts based on feedback to achieve a cohesive and compelling statement. Crafting the mission statement under the codename Nightingale sets a foundational narrative that guides Team Hampshire race cars in their grassroots racing endeavors with clarity and purpose. Setting goals with the codename Pigeon in the fictional scenario for Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Organization. SMART goals: define specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals for various aspects such as membership growth, event expansion, sponsorship acquisition, and racer support. Strategy formulation: develop detailed action plans and strategies to achieve each goal effectively. Alignment with mission: ensure goals are aligned with the organization's mission statement to maintain focus and coherence. Monitoring and evaluation: establish mechanisms to monitor progress, track key performance indicators, KPIs, and evaluate success criteria regularly. Setting goals under the codename Pigeon provides Team Hampshire race cars with a structured approach to advancing their grassroots racing initiatives, fostering growth, and achieving strategic milestones. Developing marketing campaigns with the codename Magpie in the fictional scenario for Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Organization. Target audience identification: define demographics and preferences of the target audience for effective campaign targeting. Content development: create engaging marketing content tailored to resonate with grassroots racing enthusiasts. Digital engagement: plan strategies for social media engagement, digital advertising, and online community building. Campaign execution: implement the marketing plan using a phased approach to maximize reach and impact. Performance tracking: monitor campaign performance using metrics like engagement rates, click-through rates, and conversion rates to optimize strategies. Executing marketing campaigns under the codename Magpie ensures Team Hampshire race cars effectively promotes their grassroots racing initiatives, engages their audience, and achieves their marketing objectives. Financial management planning under the codename Swan in the fictional scenario for Team Hampshire Race Cars Grassroots Racing Organization. Budget development: draft initial budgets outlining projected expenses and revenue streams for the grassroots racing initiatives. Financial forecasting: utilize financial models to predict cash flow and financial outcomes based on different scenarios. Cost control measures: implement strategies to monitor and control costs effectively throughout the project lifecycle. Compliance and reporting: establish systems for financial compliance, including regular financial reporting and auditing processes. Risk management: identify financial risks and develop mitigation plans to safeguard financial stability and project continuity. Implementing financial management plans under the codename Swan ensures Team Hampshire Race Cars maintains financial discipline, transparency, and resilience in their grassroots racing endeavors.